Welcome to EToH contents again. Today we're going to be exploring another ranking video. Today we're going to be ranking the forgotten difficulty of EToH, which is of course extreme. And yeah, I'm excited to do it. Let's get into it. First, before we start, I do want to say that I would like you to subscribe. I would like you to like the video, of course. Why would I not want you to like the video? And subscribe. That is exactly what I want as a YouTuber. But yeah, I wanted to say I'm just trying to round out this series now, because you know we're getting close to the end, and the rest of the videos will be pretty easy to make considering there's not many towers in the next like 4 difficulties. So yeah, I'm excited to finish off this series, and let me know in the comments what you think. Don't throw a hissy fit if the tower that I picked as like a specific placement was not what you agreed with. I'm sorry. Yeah, enjoy. Number 12 is Tower of Strategic Mechanics. Now, honestly, the extreme list is filled with pretty good towers, and this tower honestly is not that bad. But compared to everything else on this list, it's not the best. I mean, some of the gameplay is a little bit repetitive, so some of it's a little bit clunky as well sometimes, you know. As a first extreme, I can see why you would do this, but there's just a lot out there that's going to do a lot more for your skill than this tower. It's just kind of forgettable, if I'm being honest, in the grand scheme of things. And yeah, it's just, while it's not terrible by any means, it's just, compared to everything else that's here, I just can't see this tower being any better than any of them. Tower of Externalizing Insanity is actually a pretty decent tower. It's got some pretty cool wraparound jumps. It's very good for your skill. It's borderline terrifying. In fact, at one point it was actually moved up to terrifying, but that got reverted. I think people didn't like that for some reason. But yeah, this tower as a whole has got pretty decent gameplay. It's the colour scheme's quite nice as well. It kind of gives off like an ominous vibe. And the jumps here are just really good for like boosting your skill. Honestly, this is a good way to introduce yourself to the terrifying difficulty without actually playing a terrifying tower. I think if you had beaten this tower, you could definitely like push yourself to terrifying, as Logan ISL once did. Of course, there are a few flaws to this tower. You know, it's not the best. It does have a few points in it where you can tell it was made kind of early into the game's lifespan, and some parts are just kind of clunky and kind of awkward, but it still holds up decently to this day. Tower of Hopeless Hell is another tower kind of similar to Externalizing Insanity. You know, the gameplay is kind of similar, their whole theme is kind of similar actually. And it's another tower that is good for your skill, good for stuff like wraps and trust flicks, and it's just generally some purist fun actually. I don't know if this tower is fully like purist, but I think it is quite heavily purist, and that is definitely good for people's skill. This tower is actually really fun to play, even as someone who doesn't have anywhere near extreme like skill level. Like, even just like playing through this a little bit, the tower's just pretty entertaining for me. And yeah, while it's not as detailed or as good as the other towers on this list, it still holds up to this day, and it can still be quite a fun time, although it is kind of dated at some points. Number 9 is Tower of Astronomically Aimless Annoyances. I really like this tower. It kind of gives me the Tower of Triple O vibes, and I really like that tower. That was one of my favourite towers actually to beat. And this tower just kind of gives you like a nice like welcoming vibe at the start. I don't know why. Something about this tower just feels nice and cozy. I really don't know why that is. I can't really quite put my finger on that, but you know, the gameplay in this tower is pretty solid as well. The classic / modern feel of it really does help to like make it an enjoyable experience, and this tower is just crafted in a pretty nice way. The gameplay flows well, and the mechanics are nice and simple. It just works. This tower is just decent. Tower of Terrifying Beauty is number 8. Honestly, this tower looks really nice for the eye. I mean, with a name like Terrifying Beauty, you kind of expect that. I don't know why, I just like the colours of this tower. It's nice and it's dark. It feels like a little bit of a moonlit city at some points, and I really like that. It doesn't really fit with Ring 7, but it works. I like it. The gameplay's decent as well, especially for when this was made. You gotta appreciate this was like quite early in the game's lifespan. And one thing I like about this tower is just how debated it is. Like, people do not know whereabouts this is on the difficulty chart, especially Monodo. This is an infamous tower for Monodo. But yeah, that's not really the point. This tower looks nice, the gameplay's decent, it's a fun experience. Yeah, solid tower, that's all I can say. Number 7 is Tower of Bloodthirsty Kenos. Honestly, this tower's gameplay is pretty solid. It's actually very modern for, 2021. I know things were getting more modern back then, but this tower was kind of advanced. The gameplay in this tower is very solid. It flows well, and none of it's like clunky or awkward. The tower just feels like an achievement to beat, and I like towers like that are still modern, but they still have like the classic tower charm of being, feeling like an achievement and not feeling like such a cakewalk and such a confusion. This tower was actually really nice. I like the lighting. It definitely gives off the ominous feel of like that Ring 9 was trying to encapsulate. Yeah, this tower's pretty solid. I like it. Gets number 7 on this list, kind of halfway. It's alright. Number 6 is Tower of Suffering Outside. This tower, honestly, a little confusing, but the gameplay is decent. The gameplay is fun. It's quite creative at some points, and it even kind of gives the feel that it's ominous, even though technically this tower isn't that bad. Which brings me to my next point. While this tower is definitely very infamous, the whole gimmick of being outside all the time doesn't really work when everything's outside. It kind of ruins the punishment factor. Although, that's not really a nitpick, because this tower still has some very infamous jumps that make it hard in itself, so I don't need to worry about that. And also, I have not beaten Suffering Outside, so I can't really talk. This tower is pretty cool. That's pretty much all I can say about it. It's a good theme, a good gimmick, a nice idea in theory. Yeah, it's fun. Tower of Fractured Memories is the point in this list where we really do reach the really good towers. These ones are all, well, typically more modern. So yeah, there's a good thing to point out there. But yeah, this tower itself is really nice. The colours are really vibrant. I quite like it, actually. It kind of gives me, Tower of AAA vibes, but better. It feels like it's doing everything that AAA wanted to do, but just with more refined gameplay, better jumps, better like skill boosts even, and just making the tower more fun than the older counterpart. Again, I have no clue whether this tower is even related to AAA. It just kind of gives me those vibes. It just feels like a better version of AAA. But yeah, it's got some nice jumps. The gameplay flows really well, and yeah, it's just worthy of being in the top 5 in my opinion. Tower of the Dripping Amalgam. I have no clue what that means, but I can say the tower itself is nice. I really like the old ruins kind of feel of this tower. You know, it really fits in with like the whole like Zone 6 vibe for some reason, because obviously like just look at the lobby there. This tower is really fitting for Zone 6. I'm just glad they put it in the right place, to be honest. The gameplay's pretty cool. I do like the usage of client objects in this tower. They do it really well for some reason in this one compared to like most other SC towers. This tower does it really well, and it really creates like intimidating gameplay as well. Like a lot of this gameplay is just creative. It just utilizes a lot of the potential of what people could do, and yeah, this tower is really good. I like it. It's gonna be like A tier if I was doing tiers. Tower of Astral Eclipse. Now, this is a tower that most people do as their first extreme, and I can see why. This gameplay is very forgiving. For the most part, this tower is actually quite forgiving, to be honest. The gameplay's fun, it's doable, it's really good for people who have only beaten a few Insanes and are looking to expand their skill range. It's also good for your skill. I like the like optional path gimmick with this tower. It really creates a good vibe. I don't know why. This tower just has like a nice feel to it. It feels very extraterrestrial. The colours are once again quite vibrant, like in Tower of Fractured Memories. And yeah, the usage of client objects, very good. This tower really does deserve being in the top 3. Again, another Zone 8 tower that takes the 3rd place. Tower of Paneling Barricades takes 2nd place. This tower is absolutely phenomenal. The gameplay is incredibly creative, really utilizes loads of mechanics, some that we haven't even seen before. The gameplay's fun as well, and honestly, I just really like the design of this tower. It looks like an old like video game. Well, I mean, obviously it is a video game, but you know what I mean. It looks like a little arcade game. That's what I was trying to go for there. It's just decorated really well. The floors flow really well into each other. The gameplay's nice. It's just, I don't know what I can say without repeating myself. This tower's really solid. It's one of the best towers, SC towers, I think, that have ever been created. And yeah, I really enjoyed this tower. Even like just playing like one floor of it for footage, I was just really enjoying myself in this one. I really liked how this one was added to Zone 9. Oh, just what do I have to say about Tower of Blast Power? This is one of the best themed towers in all of EToH. Like, just look at the like mechanical factory feel. It just feels like a really heavily industrialized theme. And I like the attention to detail of this tower. It's just, all of the gameplay here just flows really well. And I know it kind of seems a little bit of an NPC decision to put the Zone 10 tower first, but honestly, it really deserves it. Just look at this tower. Like, everything's just well made, and you can tell the effort's gone into this tower so well. It really deserves the #1 spot. I absolutely love this tower. I adore its theming and gameplay in general. If you like this video, guys, make sure you subscribe. I am making more videos. I'm quite proud of how well I've been doing over the past like couple weeks, just like churning out videos. I've been enjoying it as well. I've actually been enjoying it. But yeah, like and subscribe. Get me to 200 subscribers. If you enjoyed, let me know by liking. Yeah, let me know what towers you think were the best in the comments, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.